Hello. So I thought I'd do a designing Claptraps levels now, because why not? But I thought people may not be familiar with Claptraps so much, so what I thought I'd do at the start here is just to introduce the game and introduce some of the elements of it. So what we've got here is just a basic level. We've got Dave here running around the level, and nothing much is going on because he's just in an empty area surrounded by walls, so nothing much is going to go on here. So if we go back to the editor, you can tell it's the editor because the background changes. So first off, let's put down one of these as smiley, and now let's put down a few of these. Let's put one over here, and so on. And what do the smileys do? Well, if you push one, it just kind of carries on going in a straight line until there's something to stop it. And you can like push them around a bit and do all this kind of thing, and that's the general idea of the smileys. I mean, there is a little bit later on, but we'll find out when we get to that. So next up, apples. Now if I put some apples down here, what you will find out is that yeah, they fall and roll off things, and yeah, the smileys are obviously things that they can roll off of. But if they didn't do that, if we put some things here like this, we could push them over there and push them over here. Basically they're like rocks or boulders, but they're apples instead. And yeah, there's a little bit more to them, but we'll see that later as well. Next up, here we go, we've got the keys. Now keys themselves aren't actually very useful. I mean, they could be. You could make sure that you block something off with the key. Say like, no, I don't want to go through or past the top of that apple there, so no, I can't. Or no, we can't push the apple around anymore. Ha 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 ha. And yeah, that's not very much of a point by itself, and we won't see what it links up with until a bit later, because that's just the way I programmed the things on here, that I did them in a specific order. Well, I didn't do any specific order, I just did in the order that I did them in, and that's why. So anyway, what I'm going to do now is put down this box, and you can see this box here has a picture of a frog on it. Interesting thing about the box is if you push them along, you think, oh, okay, you can just push them backwards and forwards, but they do fall down like this. But if you just keep moving, then they don't fall down. But if the box drops onto a specific surface, or a number of specific surfaces, it will break and release one of these, a frog. And well, we'll come on to the frog. We've just got the boxes at the moment there, and then we get bushes. And what do the bushes do? I hear you cry. Well, I don't actually, because that would be odd. If you'd probably just be standing outside my window if I could hear you cry. No, what the bushes do is get in your way. They do a little bit more than get in your way, because if you push the action button, which at the moment is space here, you basically chop down the bushes like this, and the bushes go away, and you can push the apple around now, and it's a good time. Just for I think I forgot about the boxes here. I think they break on smileys. Yeah, they break on smileys. Also, do they break on bushes? Not so much. But if you push a smiley into a box, it will let the frog out. And yeah, that's giving a little bit away about the frogs, but let's carry on. So then we have the transporters, and then if you try and put them in the editor, it gives you a target. So you say that's where I want to go to, and if you hover over it, it should show you where it's targeting, so that's good. And then we go in the transporter. It does the weird transporter effect that I programmed. I might make that a little bit nicer, I might not, I don't know. It depends if I think of something more interesting, but I shall stop doing that to stop making people sick. Next up, frogs. We finally get to the frogs. So what we have is a frog, and a frog just kind of sits around until you disturb it, and then it starts running around and round and round, and they have a similar movement pattern to the spirits in Repton. They'll find an edge and kind of run around it. Basically, the maze solving path to take. Always follow one of the walls, and as long as the maze is all connected, then you'll find the exit. Yeah, so there we go, that's the frogs. And oh yeah, another thing about the frogs, you can, if Dave is quick enough, catch them. And that's the aim of the game, because if you look at the... oops, yeah. I didn't define a minimum score. Maybe I should have it set a specific minimum score when I create a new level. But anyway, we go back here. If I push M, it'll show us what the minimum score is. Oh, this seems a bit broken. I might have to fix this for next time. Yeah, if it's undefined, you can't go up or down because it won't let you because of the programming. Never mind. Have I just crashed this whole thing? Yep. Oh dear. So what I'll have to do then is just restart. Yep, that's a bug. That'll have to be fixed. Oh, this is the other level which I was just experimenting on. So if I go to the editor, go away, minimum score, new level there, and so we don't get all our fancy things that we had around, but never mind. Or if you push Control in the editor, you move Dave around like that. So what were we on? We were on frogs. And yeah, you can put a bunch of frogs down if you want, and then they all kind of disturb each other and start running around, and it's all chaos, and Dave has to try and pick up the frogs, and it is a bit awkward to try and pick up frogs because they run around a lot and try and escape from you or run around you, and yeah, it's yeah, get it, Dave. You can see how hectic it can become. So there we go, that's the frogs. Yeah, the thing is that I've got a stationary frog and a moving frog, so this one will move around. When you place it down, it'll start running around immediately, and these ones won't. That can lead to things like... it can lead to things like... No, let's try this again. Lead to things like... I'll get this right. There we go, and it disturbs a whole lot of frogs there. Anyway, so next thing up, the lock. Or keyhole or whatever. So we've got the key here and we've got the keyhole, and eventually we push the key towards the keyhole and boom, they both vanish. So basically you use the key to open up the lock, and yeah, there you go. Frog boxes again, just sit down on top of that, see what happens, and eventually a frog gets out of the box. There we go. Bushes, we already did that. Transporters, I've gone back a bit. Oh yeah, because I went to get the key, that's why. And here we go, the chopper. Now if we had a minimum score, which obviously we don't have a minimum score, once we've collected enough frogs to reach that minimum score, we would be able to go onto our chopper. At the moment we can just push it around, but once the minimum score is reached, we'd be able to actually walk onto the chopper and then obviously ride it away to victory. So, next up, grass. Now grass, copied over the key, but never mind. You can just walk through and chop down, but obviously the frogs will run around it and not get rid of it. So it's a bit like dirt in Repton. You just like get rid of it like that. Next up, angry frogs. Oh no, angry frogs are a bit dangerous. And yeah, oh, watch out, Dave. They make you lose a life. Oh wait, there we go. Yeah, it knocks you back to your starting position, but if the frog's at your starting position, it can get a bit dangerous. There we go. And yeah, let's go back out here before anything else happens. And you can also put down an already angry frog. So it tries to run towards you and do nasty things. I don't know exactly what they do that's nasty, but there you go. Oh yeah, and one thing I should point out with the apples, the angry frogs will actually stop. Let's put a bunch of apples down here now. Like this. Oh yeah, the apples will squash the angry frogs, and if I can do this, no, I can't do that. Run away. Yeah, they'll stop to eat the apples. Sometimes to their own doom, like that. So there we go. Next up, oh, keys, yeah, I've gone through all that. After the angry frogs, let's just actually put down some grass over those so they don't cause us problems. Then we get buttons. Now if you put a button, you put down target, let's put it there, and what happens if you walk past it, it'll light up and there'll be a gate that appears like that. And you get another button as well, let's just put the target up there, so that here, when you light this one up, it makes the gate disappear, but when you light this one up, the gate appears. And oh yeah, I should have left that to show, but the frogs can trip the lasers, I mean the buttons as well, giving things away there. But yeah, frogs can trip the buttons and get themselves stuck around the gates like that. So there's the gate, you can put one of those down if you want. You know, they just act like walls if you put them down without a button connected to them. And next up we have, well, one of these 4 different things, and what these do is shoot off a laser, which obviously can go through grass and will burn up your chopper there and destroy many things, as well as Dave, which isn't a very good thing for Dave. Fortunately, however, if we go back to the buttons, I think this one here will activate a gate in front of this one here, so you can go, oh yeah, if you walk in front of it, it'll set off the laser and stuff, so you can set up, oh, sorry frog, yeah, you can set up different things here, like this, to make the lasers appear or not. I'm not quite sure if this is exactly the right behaviour that I want from the lasers, but never mind. I mean, it looks like it's going down the screen and stopping once I walk away from it. I don't think it's, as I said, I don't think it's exactly what I want from it, but never mind, it kind of has most of the idea behind what I want there. But yeah, the different lasers, they basically just fire off in different directions, like this. Oh yeah, and lasers can block lasers, because that makes complete physical sense, of course. There we go. And next up, we can put a laser down on the map, but it really doesn't do anything, because if it's not near a turret, it just disappears. So yeah, that's kind of pointless to have that down there. And then we get the different types of walls that we can add afterwards. So let's just put down some walls here. We say, oh, these walls look nice, they're very functional, and they're in place, but what we're going to do is fancy them up a bit, so we can add ones that have the top on them, like this. We can do it in the middle as well, just to add a bit of texture if we want to. And then there's ones which so you can put some grass at the bottom, like so. And there's a, oh, we can't kind of cross it over like that, because then that looks a bit weird. So let's do this maybe instead, to add a bit of interest to the whole thing. And then also we have rocks, which all these things are just walls, but adds a bit more interest to the level, really. And so there we go for the moment. That's the items of Claptraps, and you can see already how you could possibly get some interesting things happening and interesting puzzles and such. So I'll see you next time when I actually start designing a level. See you then.